You know, for a guy with like zero fucking dollars to his name,
It's pretty depressing.
at this point, zero fucking dollars. Well, that's a lie. I got $200, but they're to fix my fucking gammy ass teeth.
Dude, your grill is gammy.
I didn't even know that somebody just had pity on me. It was like, fix your fucking grill, you shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, so they were on fire. I had to put them out.
It wasn't good.
But literally, 98% of the time, nay, 99.9% of the time, I'm 100% sure that I have $0 to my name. It's just the state of being that I'm in for the last like half a decade.
Yeah.
It's not good. It sucks. Every now and then I hit a little mine, but
you spend it.
Oh yeah, you gotta admit though, I fucking milk the shit out of what I get.
You make it last,
like big time, bro. But it's like gone.
It's still good. Yeah, it still goes away.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Bad. But anyway, the point is, for a guy with $0, zero. I stress that. Give me some money, please. With $0 to his name, I have a pretty sizable DVD collection or Blu-ray collection, movie collection in general.
Are we heathens?
Yeah, man. So look, man. Yeah, we're heathens. This is what I was going with that there. But yeah, man. It's nearing 1,000 at the moment. You know, I know there's people with larger collections. Ahab knows, baby. I'm just saying that I'm a guy that had to restart his collection. I had thousands upon thousands, and it was gone. It was taken. And really, it's not a 5 years that I've been collecting. It's 2.5 years. Because for the other 2.5 years, I didn't even have a fucking TV.
Yeah, homie.
And I just gave up on the idea of ever having my movies again.
Yeah,
But then I hit a little gold mine, and I got a TV, and I'm like, well, now I gotta get the movies.
Yeah.
What is the TV for? Clearly, I can't connect to the internet with it because I don't have money to pay for the internet.
It's true, dude.
So the dilemma was, how does a man like me with $0 to his name get so many fucking movies? Stat. And the answer is, well, there is no quick answer. You gotta have patience, baby. So you told me, dude, you gotta ease up on the tips and let some of the po' boys out there know what up. How to get your collection. How do you start and how you cultivate a collection. So I'm gonna give you the lowdown, the dirty, the nitty gritty, which is what they call the spot between your fucking cock and your leg, the nitty gritty.
Damn, homie, how'd you know it was gritty?
Well, I know, I hear it.
It's like a freaking 2 grit
like
sandpaper down there, dude.
Gross.
Like straight sanding down.
Yeah, that's where I put my rocks to get polished. But anyway, polished rocks aside.
The hell?
I'm gonna give you the lowdown, man. My secrets will be vomited onto the fucking World Wide Web for all to see.
And promptly ignored by all.
Oh yeah, big time. Except for the picture of my cock that's gonna be snuck in now. Too quick for the eye to catch.
Yeah,
but anyway, also too small for the eye to catch. Anyway, let's get to it, man. I got the first and most important tip, and that is, and I think you'll agree with me here, do not follow David Akhoa's advice about building a fucking collection. Check this out.
I always buy my movies, I always focus on quantity and not quality.
You gotta admit, that's the worst advice of all time.
It's not good, guy.
Seriously, dude? Fucking quantity over quality is your fucking advice?
I feel like that's the first thing people say to not do.
Yes, that's literally the thing, the thing you shan't do to build a collection that matters. If you want to build a collection of fucking mierda, then yeah, that's the way to go. That's easily disposable garbage. But if you want to build, if you want a collection that you're proud of,
come on,
and that means something, and that you want to watch, then yeah, don't follow that advice.
Now, he does say that he's just using a lot of them as placeholders for when he gets something cooler.
When I decided, okay, I really want a big, huge collection, I bought the shelves and I just filled it up with just random movies, man. And then I used them as like placeholders, okay? And then when I actually bought the DVDs I really want, the movies I really want, I just replaced them. And those are those in those boxes, are the original what was on the shelves. And then not what on the shelves is what I really want, and in the boxes is what I, just have as placeholders.
I feel that Air is a pretty good placeholder.
Yes, I think Air is the placeholder.
It's mad free. You don't gotta bury your shame afterwards when you get something better to put on there.
Yeah, man.
Literally just have an empty shelf. You know what I would do for an empty shelf in my room?
Oh, you definitely give up your left testy.
Yeah, I was gonna suck a dude off, but I guess I'll give my left. It's not like it's doing anything.
That's a good point.
It's too small, guy.
Anyway, small testes aside, don't buy shit that doesn't fucking matter to make it look like you have a big ass collection. At the end of the day, you're gonna quiet and just stick it in a fucking box and forget that it's there. Oh no, you won't. You'll be forever ashamed. It's a bad advice, man.
It's not good.
I'm not saying the guy sucks. He's a cool guy. No, he's not really cool, but I don't hate.
Yeah, he's a weird guy.
I don't hate.
But
I'm saying his advice sucks major nuts.
Yeah, his advice is not good.
Number 2, Craigslist, baby. Yes, you don't have to go there for hookers anymore because they totally struck that down. Thanks a lot, fucking decency. But you can go there for people trying to make mad pennies off their lame shit that they don't want anymore. And guess what? The digital age made a lot of physical media useless for people. So they try to sell it on Craigslist, and they usually think they could get $10 million for a DVD a DVD, not even a Blu-ray, a DVD that's like in everybody's shelf. And you're like, homie, you can't do that.
Homie, no one wants another copy of Hitch. We already have 50 of them.
Damn, I got so many Hitches.
It's not good.
They're all in David Akhoa's collection, though.
That's a good point.
But yeah, man. So these people try to get rid of these movies, and every now and then, you'll hit a fucking gold mine, man. You know what I'm saying? Some person getting rid of just the right type of flicks, and you know what? Craigslist is there for you to wheel and deal. Some of them will turn you down, but most of them have figured out that people are not going to buy movies for X amount of money, you know? Unless it's some high-end boutique stuff or some shit like that, then they might. But other than that, they're going to be like, yeah, you know what? I've been posting this up for ages. Might as well get rid of it. And I've gotten a lot of movies that way, you know? $1, $2, $3, you know? Sets that cost hundreds of bucks for a third of that, you know, and all you got to do is just wheel and deal a little bit, man. It doesn't hurt to ask. And also, Craigslist not it, man. Guess what? Goodwill, shit, man. Look at this. Now, granted, these are not some of the best selections, but that's because people had already taken a lot of them. But some of them are good.
They had a mad deal.
So
too.
I had to get Flight because that's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
You know, and it's Denzel.
You're
John
a Denzel,
Goodman. I'm a Denzite. Yeah. I had to get Magic Mike because you're mega gay and you love naked men.
I thought there was going to be dongs in this, but I was mad disappointed.
Yeah, you're mad disappointed. Well, actually, I had to get it because Steven Soderbergh, you know, is one of my favorite directors. Had to get Admission because it's Tina Fey and, you know, I don't even know if the movie's good, but it's Tina. Got a mad stroke to that. Yeah. So I took those up there because they had a 99-cent sale. Yeah. So already I'm saving $1 billion on this, right?
Yeah, exact estimate.
Exact estimate, yeah. And they tell me, hey, why don't you get a fourth one so it could be $1? And I'm thinking, I thought, oh, it's 4 for it. I have to get 4 for them to be
$1 each.
$1 each. So I went and got one. And granted, this is the only one I found, which it's not good. New Year's Day, it sucks, but whatever. I was just trying. I'm sorry, yeah, New Year's Eve. I was just trying to get the fucking $1 deal. But then, as it turns out, it literally meant I got all 4 for $1. So I already was going in and getting a good deal, but now I got a mega good deal. I paid 25 cents for fucking 4 Blu-rays, 2 of which I definitely like, and 1 of which has got Tina Fey. That alone's worth it. And then there's this. But anyway, the point is, it's a deal, man. It's a deal, and you can't turn down a fucking good deal when you got one. So I'm trying to look at my notes here, but this motherfucking lock screen licks balls. Also, Dollar Tree.
Yeah, my boys.
That's your boys. Look, man. Hobo with Shotgun.
50th copy.
50th copy. $1. You know what I'm saying? $1? I got Purple Rain today. It's the only way I'm going to get Purple Rain. God knows I want to see Morris Day throw a bitch in a trash can, you know. But I'm not going to pay more than $1. But guess what? Dollar Tree had it. $1, boy. And we've gotten actually some crazy stuff on there. I've gotten Shout Factory DVDs there.
RoboCops.
Yeah. So you'll be surprised at what Dollar Tree has.
My DC collection, animated film collection, has been boosted through Dollar Tree.
You'd be surprised at some of the stuff that pops up there, man. Other things like OfferUp. Again, if you can go local, you'll save a lot of shipping, and people people be realizing that they can't sell that shit for extreme prices. I also recommend Dollar General. You know, generally they go for $3 to $5 there, and you get a larger pool of possible quality. So, you know, man, that right there alone saves you what these things generally cost. Number 3, and this is a big one, man. I know you agree with this wholeheartedly, and that's that Disney sucks major nuts.
Oh yeah, I hate her.
Because they're gonna fucking rob you, man. Disney still insists on making you pay $30 to $40 for a fucking Marvel movie or you know, one of their classics or whatever. Fuck that noise, man. I don't want to hear it. I love the movie, but it's just not worth that much to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I had tons of money, I'd still be like, dude, that's too much for that fucking movie.
Toy Story.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Toy Story.
Yeah, it's just not gonna happen. So what do? I do what I always do. I say fuck Disney, and I buy them for cheap, baby. Yes, slip case and all. I didn't have to pay fucking over $20 for this. I paid peanuts. What was this, like $5 or something? I think it was less actually.
Yeah.
I have yet to pay a full Disney price that I can think of. I'm pretty sure I haven't.
I did.
The most I paid was $14 for Thor Ragnarok, and that's because I really liked the movie. And that's still way under the price that they wanted for it at the time. It was a new release. I was like, fuck that shit. I'm going to pay $30 for this movie. Fuck that. So don't ever fall into the Disney swindle, man.
I fell into the Disney swindle.
What did you... Oh, come on, boy. It better be a good one.
I bought Civil War.
That's a pretty good one, man. I feel like Winter Soldier would have been...
I feel like...
a $30-bucker.
Yeah, like I feel like I was trying to get Winter Soldier. I couldn't find Winter Soldier.
So you settled?
So I settled for Civil War.
I mean, that's a good one.
It's a good settle. It's still way too much money.
It's still... Yeah, I mean, come on, guy. You better put ScarJo naked on that Blu-ray, because otherwise, what are you doing here? Disney, don't pay them full price. They're already leeching you in every other level of your life.
It's true.
Don't add to the pain. Number 4, do not buy stuff that you don't like or aren't sure about. Now, what do I mean? That sounds obvious, right? But sometimes you're browsing and stuff, and you see something, and you're like, that looks like something I might like.
Yeah.
And or might like to take a risk on.
Or you're like, damn, homie, Christian Slater's in this? I gots to get that, said no one ever.
Damn, super no one, dude.
Dude, Christian.
Definitely not me. Definitely not Christian Slater himself.
He's like, oh, man.
So, yeah, sometimes you feel like you could take a chance. I say that's a hairy road to walk down. That's right, a hairy road to walk down.
Is that a saying?
Is the saying that everyone has ever said. It's just usually unwise, you know? Now, do I take risks like that sometimes? Yes. And for the most part, they've paid off. But I don't do it as often as I could. You know what I'm saying? I just don't, because I don't want to risk buying a turd, you know? So usually I'll be informed as much as I can about a movie. Or it's got to be phenomenally fucking cheap for me to take a risk.
Mad cheap.
$1, I'm taking a risk.
Dollar Tree.
And even then, I'll still weed out a lot of stuff before I go down that road, even if it's $1. $5 and under, you can take a risk. But it's not an open invitation to be taking a risk all the time.
I feel like I've made that mistake, and I'm the proud owner of Ender's Game, a movie that I will never, ever watch.
Yeah, see, because a lot of people are just impulsive that way. They'll see something cheap and they'll have some recognition in some fucking area that usually you would never be interested in. Yep. And you'll be like, well, somebody likes it. I gotta get it. It's $1, it's $2, whatever, and then you'll end up never fucking watching it.
Never gonna watch them.
Or so yeah, don't be impulsive is really how I should have phrased that one right there. But anyway, number 5, if you do want to take a risk, then make sure the price is as low as you can go. As aforementioned, some places got $1. That's a pretty solid way to take a risk. That sale, the 4 that ended up being $1. That's a good way to take a risk, man. What are you losing? A fucking quarter? That's Nathan, says I, who doesn't even have a quarter at the moment.
Come on, guy.
You know? So you got to make sure that this is absolutely the lowest you can go. If it is a risk. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're familiar with the movie and it's one of those movies where you're kind of like, I liked it, but I didn't love it, but I liked it enough to want to have it, you know? Even then, you got to go, like, you got to set a limit for yourself. I can't go above this price for this movie, which is something you do, which is admirable, except when you get Ender's Game, which is not admirable.
I bought that, man.
Yeah.
I recently was going through, like, these prices in my mind, and you were like, come on, guy, that should be higher. But I didn't even give thought to the fact that I bought freaking Ender's Game, and thus my opinion is invalid.
Oh, super, dude. Who buys that?
Who does buys that? Gavin Hood directed it.
Oh, man. Wolverine Origins
Yeah,
was
that
a
was
thing.
terrible.
Anyway, number 6, man. Keep your eyes on sales, seasonal promotions, bargain bins. All that shit is invaluable, man. Like, okay, look, man, if you're a horror collector, and that's mostly what a lot of the big movie collectors are, horror fans, because they'll pay exuberant amounts of money to have the fucking copy of the movie they like. And if you know that companies like Arrow and Shout and all that stuff, they put out quality stuff, but it ain't cheap, baby. So seasonal promotions and sales come in very handy. In the current COVID times, they also kind of can be a pain in the ass. Like, I put in an order for stuff at a Shop Factory sale, and it's 2 months, and they still haven't shipped it out. They know it's there, and they haven't shipped it out. But whereas the things that I bought at full price would have cost me over $150, or close to it, I think. Under that sale, they only cost me $41. So, I mean, come on, guy. You know? So, know when to time it, man. A lot of people that are collectors, especially of horror stuff, are impatient. Yeah. They need that thing right then and there. There's a time and place for that. But usually, you can just fucking wait. And we'll get to why that impatient kicks in right now. But anyway, number 7, boutique releases. Those aforementioned companies that I said are big boutique names, are expensive. But time, patience, and some legwork can do wonders. Don't get hung up on weird shit like slipcovers, man. I know it's a big, I get it. As a collector, you want it to look nice and all that shit. But I've seen so many videos where people just bought it so that their collection, 1, can be complete. And they've never even seen the movies. And 2, they refuse to get a movie unless it has a slipcover. So they'll pay exuberant prices to get the slipcover if they didn't get it when it first came out.
Yeah. Or don't do like our girl Goy and buy another copy if you didn't get it with a slipcover the first time.
Yeah, I mean you gotta cut your losses, man. I've seen people sell slipcovers for more than the DVD itself is worth. I'm sorry, the Blu-ray itself is worth. You know, people selling slipcovers to Shout Factory stuff for $40 to $70, $80.
Come on, guy!
What is important here? The movie or the fucking shit that it comes in? Come on. You gotta prioritize, man. Look, I'm gonna tell you, sometimes you get lucky. Now, this one doesn't have it here. I left it over there. But this is a Shout Factory release. I got this for $2, first of all. You know why? Because, well, first of all, a lot of people aren't keen to the other stuff that Shout Factory releases. But this has a slipcover, and you just wait long enough, stuff will go down in price. I've seen so many Shout Factory DVDs at Dollar Tree. And it's usually stuff that goes unseen because it's indie or IFC or whatever. And there's some stuff in there that's great. However, for the stuff that does have big name recognition, you can also wait. When these things come out first, they're like $35. You wait enough time, they'll go down to under $20.
Plus, they're starting to pop up at Walmarts now.
Yeah, their deal with Walmart has been a real blessing because, you know, they released the Fly set, which is like anywhere from $80 to $69. I got it at Walmart for $40. You know what I'm saying? Boom. I mean, come on, guy. You can't beat that. Patience pays off, man. And for crap's sake, look, You don't need every title they release. I'm sorry, man. It's just fucking tragic to me when I see these big, cool collections and people haven't seen half the movies they have ever. They just have it because they had to have it because Shout released it and it has a slipcover and I gotta have my thing complete. And then sometimes I'll see these collections and they'll be like, I saw this one, it wasn't that good. I didn't like this one. And like, why did you pay 35 fucking bucks for that if you didn't even like it?
Nah, homie.
It's heartbreaking, but it happens, you know. So don't do that. So anyway, number 8, Mercari, Hamilton Book, Amazon sellers are your friends. You know, Overstock places in general are your friends, you know. Amazon sellers usually try to compete among each other. This is something I discovered recently. With this, by the way, which is a boutique title. And it's an import to boot. Night of the Demon. You know, this is not the huge set, which was even more expensive, but it's the same discs as that set. You know, it just doesn't have a big old box and whatever. But anyway, this is a boutique label indicator powerhouse, and it's a loaded ass set, as you can see. And I think the price is like $45, plus you have to import it. You know, so it comes out to 50 something, right? But the sellers were selling it for like about 30, 35 shipped. That was still too much for me to pay for this, even though I love the shit out of this movie. So what did I do? I just put in my fucking card and waited. And then I noticed that the sellers were biting at each other's fucking heels. There was 2 competing to be the lowest price. And I was like, what is this? And I realized over the course of a certain period that these sellers were so trying to sell the product, which wasn't moving because it's too expensive and too niche, that they were just lowering. They started with like a few cents, but then after a while they're like, I'm going down an entire dollar. So something that started at 55 ended up going all the way to $17.98 shipped. And that's when I sprung like Spring Hill Jack, baby.
Good reference.
Totally relevant reference for the times. Yeah. So yeah, man, I mean, you just gotta get up in there, man, all dirty and shit, to the asshole of the internet.
God, guy.
I mentioned Mercari, you know, people selling their stuff. You can wheel and deal with them, man. You know, some of those people just want to get rid of shit and make a quick buck. Some of them know what they have, you know. But that kind of works in your favor too, because then some other jackass will be like, damn, that guy's charging that much. I'm going to sell mine immediately by charging this much instead.
Yeah.
Boom, you win. You know? Stonewall them. You know, just don't do it to me. I'm on there. But anyway, Hamilton Book, man. Overstock.com. No, they're gone. Deep discount, stuff like that. You know, it's just a treasure trove of stuff out there. Number 9, know when to spend MSRP, manufacturer's suggested retail price. There is a time when you have to sometimes just pay what it's fucking worth.
It wasn't Mega Sucky Rectum Penis?
That's the other one. That's what I paid, by the way.
Homie.
It was mega sucky, dude. I had to pay the MSRP for this. Why? Because it was going out of print. And once these go out of print, people start fucking flipping them for over $90 and stuff like that. So I very gladly paid the price for it because it's a movie that I love, and it was going to go out of print. I did that with From Beyond, which is now selling for over $70, you know, stuff like that. Sometimes you just got to do it. The thing is that the original MSRP for these were $35, but as time passed, because they'd been out for a few years, when I did buy them right before they went out of print, guess what? They were way lower than the original MSRP. So it was an adjusted MSRP at that point. So I didn't even fucking lose out in the long run, even though I had to get them last minute. So, you know, again, time, patience, all that jazz. There are times also, by the way, when it's wise to see your options. Some movies don't have more than one release, I'm sorry. Example, Killer Clowns from Outer Space has an Arrow release, which will run you anywhere from $35 to $40 at the moment. And even then, if it's less, it'll be maybe $25, you know, maybe. But there's also the MGM release, which will run you exactly what? $1 because we found out Dollar Tree.
Dollar Tree guy!
I ended up liking the movie, but is it a movie that I love to the point of paying anything over $5 for? No. So my choice is I'll get the MGM. Well, really, I didn't even do it. You got it from. Yeah. But that would have been my choice. Yeah. I'll get the MGM DVD because it's $1. It's still the movie. It's a nice transfer. And it's just what I want of that movie. The movie, and that's it. I don't really care about all the other stuff and all that jazz. Another example. I love John Carpenter. I love vampires. But there's the Twilight Time version. And there is the Shout Factory version. Currently, the Shout Factory version is the more expensive one. Twilight Time at one point was the more expensive one. Now it's peanuts. And it was even more peanuts because I actually bought this from a friend, which will be one of my other points. So I could have paid $25 to $27, even up to $35 for vampires. But I don't love it enough to pay that much for it. But I do love it and I do want it. This is the exact same transfer. Less features, but who gives a shit? It's about the movie for me. I paid $3 for it. Winning, baby. Fuck Charlie Sheen. I'm winning. So anyway.
Oh, Charlie Sheen's got mad AIDS. So.
Oh yeah, he definitely lost, dude.
Mad AIDS.
Hey, who diddles to the point of AIDS, dude? Come on, guy.
Oh, did he diddle?
I mean, he diddled Corey.
That's a good point.
And according to his ex-wife, he was
into some weird shit.
Yeah, into some weird pedo shit. Anyway, speaking of pedos, number 10, friends are a good source.
What the hell, guy?
No, I'm kidding. But yeah, man. If you're a collector, if you're a geek, if you're a weirdo that way, you probably have friends that are the same. I have a really good friend, for example, that was upgrading some of his stuff to 4K, and he sold me a wide array of stuff as he upgraded it for way, way under what shit. It was a real blessing, and I mean that's indispensable. You know what I'm saying? Those opportunities come up. Well, shit, man. You gotta take advantage of that shit right there, you know? So, Shout Factory discs, all that stuff, you know? And since he's a collector, they're in great condition, all that jazz. So, you know, it pays to have a few buds sometimes. I mean, that's not the reason you should have buds, but if it pops up, when you go for it, said the gay man in the super sweaty sauna.
God damn.
It's just sound advice if you're in a gay sauna.
What is that?
Gotta jump on it. But anyway, here's a very important one for me, and I know I've touched on it a little bit here, and by a little, I mean a lot, said the gay man in the sauna.
Dude, you gotta stop with these gay dudes in saunas. It's not good. Go the way of Charlie Sheen soon.
Damn, dude. Charlie was mad groping and doing all kinds of shit, though.
He got mad AIDS, though.
Anyway, this is a big one, man. Focus on the film. If you can buy the same film with the same picture quality, then don't spend on the extra special version. I said that already, but let me go back to that first part. Focus on the fucking film. That's what's important at the end of the day. You fell in love with the movie, didn't you? You fell in love with the movie. That's the most important thing.
I think especially now that there's the 4K shit coming out, when a lot of the movies that are on 4K aren't even in 4K.
Yeah.
So, like, do research to see if it's even in 4K.
Some people feel the need to upgrade all the time, and sometimes you don't need that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's like, why? You know? I'll use this disc as an example. This is the 40th anniversary Texas Chainsaw scan. And there was a 40th anniversary set that came with this same exact scan. That 40th anniversary set now goes for pretty high prices, and back then too. Although occasionally you can find it for cheap, so be on the lookout for that. But the point is, I could have paid that 40 plus for that set, or I could get this one, which has the exact same disc that is in that set. The set has 2 discs. The other disc for special features. This one has the movie with that scan. Plus, it does have features on this one too. Commentaries mostly. So this will have everything I need as a guy that loves the movie. Period. If I could have bought that as a set, sure I would have. But at the end of the day, it's the movie that I give a shit about. And this has that exact fucking scan on it. It's just common sense sometimes, you know? I'm just saying. Sometimes you got to make that choice. Sometimes it may be tough, but it is what it is. Number 12, series can wait. Buy the highly discounted complete series sets instead. You know, man.
David Akhoa buying every single freaking Fast and Furious. Wait, was it him that bought every single Fast and Furious, or that other guy?
Well, a lot of people buy that in general. You know, Fast and Furious.
Yeah, they keep rebuying them.
Any series, you know. Oh yeah. Oh, now my slip doesn't match the other slips.
Yeah,
I'll rebuy them all just so they can match. And you know, they'll re-release them and be like, oh shit, now I gotta match those. You know, just wait till the series is over. They're gonna release, if it's popular enough, they're gonna release in a complete series set. You know, if it's popular enough, they will. So the popular stuff you don't even have to worry about really. But, which is my next point, by the way, but with stuff like, especially in horror, sometimes it pays to wait, you know? Like, I wanted all the Jason movies. And yes, you could get those relatively cheap. If you wanted the Paramount ones, you could get that disc collection, which was what, like $15 at one point? 20 to $15. 8 discs. But then you had to buy the New Line stuff separately, and then there was no unrated Jason Goes to Hell. It was a weird thing to cobble it together. You know what I'm saying? And since Jason wasn't top priority for me, I was just like, I'll wait. Eventually it'll come out. And guess what? It did, and it's a hell of a fucking deal. So I jumped on it. Okay? And then there's stuff like that's already out there like that, you know. Nightmare on Elm Street it's like $20.
Mad cheap.
Yeah, $20, $25. You get all the fucking movies. You know, maybe down the road there'll be a better set if they ever decide to sell or license the rights to Scream or Arrow or some shit like that. And if there is, you bought that set for way cheap, so it's okay to upgrade at that point. And you have that option anyway. Do I need to? Do I not? You know? So the sets pay off at the end, but you got to wait for the sets sometimes. You know, that's what I'm saying. So the final one is, and I just mentioned it briefly, is a huge budget, successful, uber popular movies are going to be everywhere, man. They're not going to go out of print anytime soon. Short of...
Everybody on Earth's gonna buy it, so you're probably gonna find it used somewhere.
Exactly, man.
For me, I have 3 of the Avengers movies. I didn't freaking pay full price for any of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Avengers movies, Disney movies, and shit, like, people buy those up the ass, and then they realize that they don't watch them, and then they fucking sell them. You know what I'm saying? So you can definitely fucking profit off of that, and they're just. They don't even have to be that big. I mean, this is pretty big, but it's not as big as those. Like Joker, when it came out, we knew we were going to get it. We knew we loved the movie. But we also knew that it was so fucking popular that boy was going to go down in price eventually.
I think that also goes along with a new tip that I'll add.
Mm-hmm.
And that's know your studio. If it's Disney, you know that you're going to have to turn a trick or something. Yeah, turn a trick to freaking buy the next freaking Bambi Strikes Once More. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah. It's Sylvester Stallone as Bambi.
Damn, homie. It's just like a Rambo.
It's pretty good.
Rambi?
Damn.
Rambi? But if why am I pinching my... if it's a Sony movie, it's going to be like $7 in like a month. Yeah. If it's a freaking Warner movie, give it like, I don't know.
Give it like half a year.
Yeah, like half a year.
Maybe a little more.
But it's going to get cheap pretty quick if it's those studios. If it's something like, Disney, you're screwed.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a good tip too, man. Some studios pump their shit out to the bargain bins at an alarming rate.
Mm-hmm.
And others don't. You know, so be on the lookout for that. But yeah, in general, if it's a huge, successful movie, that shit's going to be everywhere, man. You know, so we waited for Joker, and we got it for mad cheap. You know, Birds of Prey, same thing. You know, it just pays to wait off. Also, like what is it? Black Friday. sales, you don't have to go that day now.
Yeah,
you know
it's like after.
In fact, it kind of pays to go way after, not way after, but a few days after, when they got the stuff still there that didn't sell, and they're still selling it at the same price, and you're like not having to stab people for it.
Yep.
So with movies, they do mad sales, and you get some big ass titles that way, and that's that, man. So anyway, these are the ways to grow your collection mega quick. I'm pretty proud of the collection I've accrued thus far.
And if you don't want a massive collection like me, just be picky. You know, if you don't want...
Yeah, Ender's Game guy.
Well, come on, guy. One mistake.
I feel like there's a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, guns, gores, and gambling. But look, be picky. If some movie you're most likely gonna rewatch, then buy it. If you're gonna watch it once, then it's kind of pointless unless it means something to you.
Good point.
Make a freaking mental worth in your mind. You know, I'm like, is that worth my time?
Yeah.
My money? Is Guns, Gambling, and Girls clearly the greatest film ever? It's got Christian Slater in it, so it's gotta be.
Oh yeah, the Academy Award.
That was a bad purchase from me. I'm not gonna lie.
The worst, some would say.
Ender's Game.
That's true. Yeah, man. So just if you follow these tips, like a Bible, said Jesus, then you too can collect a pretty cool collection. I think my collection is pretty cool. What would you rate my collection?
I'll give it like a straight 3.
Damn, homie, 3.
I'll give it like I don't know, like a. You got some weird whack shit though, like
example,
like New Year's Eve.
Well, that was just to get the deal, homie.
Yeah, and then you got.
I'm gonna watch it though.
You got shit like Dead Mine.
That was $1, homie.
I'm gonna give it like a 8.5.
Damn, that's a low grade for a collection.
You're missing some essentials this one.
Well, yeah, but I'm gonna get them, and guess what? I ain't gonna pay out my fucking culo for them either. A good example, sometimes because if you follow these rules, you can indulge every now and then. And recently, I indulged in this boy. This is one of my favorite movies. I already have this movie, and I don't even really dig the steelbook aesthetic.
I hate.
But I love this movie so much, I was like, damn, that's a cool steelbook. This shit's not part of it, by the way. That would be lame. It's still in the wrappers way. But I love The Witch, and I saw this steelbook, and you know, because I was patient and I waited and I looked in the right places, I got this bad boy for $2, baby.
Yeah, mommy, $2.
So you know what I'm saying? It's cool. It's a cool collectible of one of my favorite movies. I didn't pay out the ass for it. It is what it is, boy. So anyway, let us know what you think about these little tips. She said.
What? That doesn't even make sense. What does she have tips?
No, trust me, she had tips, boy.
Damn, homie. Multi-penis chicks is what you're into?
Damn, I wasn't even talking about fucking penises. But anyway.
What tips were you talking about?
You don't want to know. It was beef tips. They were pretty good. Anyway, let us know what you think about these tips. In the meantime, hit like, share, subscribe, and those notification buttons. Because we're out.
This music's stupid sounds, all kinds of shit for you. Anything goes inside the night, don't cup of corpulent juice. Movies, music, stupid sounds, all kinds of shit for you.